What's up, guys? Day 271 of my 365-day adventure, and today was Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, and cheers to anyone who is a mom figure in whichever shape or form. So I salute y'all. I'm a fur baby mom myself, and yeah, I figured I would talk a little bit about my mom today. And my mom, shout out to her. She's super like badass human. She's been through all kinds of crazy things in her life and she has quite a story to tell. And she's actually writing a book, which is super cool because her book I know will help so many other people who've gone through really similar challenges or maybe have like similar backgrounds. So I salute you, Mom. And for my mom and I, like kind of I guess a little bit of backstory. We actually didn't talk for 10 years, and that was from, I guess, my early 20s or even 19 or something like that, like up until just a few years ago. So, yeah, it was like a decade. But, anyways, it was because she had her own journey, her own things that, she needed to go through, and her soul has grown so much and she's learned so much, and the same with me. And even though we didn't talk for 10 years, like we're super cool, we're super tight now, but it was both like required for where we are today. And I literally do so much of what I do today because of her. And my mom is by far my greatest teacher. And she's somebody that she has gone through so many things in her life that I literally think to myself sometimes, most people wouldn't make it through it. And I literally just used to think like, okay, maybe one day I'll never really talk to her again and I'll just hear, honestly that her life was done and that it had happened however it had happened. And some people might be like, whoa, Lizzie, this is a lot to share right now. But I think it is important. And I don't talk too much about my mom because she still is in her journey. And I really want to respect her journey. And I really do respect her journey. But the thing is like, I actually, when I was getting my coaching certification, we did this circle. And it was actually two circles. So there was a circle on the inside and a circle on the outside. And we would do these like walks. And long story short, basically, the person that would be like across from you, they were to represent a certain person in your life. And so we did it multiple times. We did it with all these different people that are, yeah, basically, I'm probably totally confusing you guys, but it was like whoever's across from you, they represent someone in your life. And we had a whole bunch of different people that were represented. And the person, when they finally got to who represented our mom, the person who was across from me was literally like one of the most powerful people in our entire group. And there was a really pretty big group of us getting our certification and just going through these courses. And she was literally like a bodybuilder. She was so strong. And I'm like standing across from her and my eyes kind of start like welling up. And I had already been talking to my mom for like a year at this point. But I was thinking to myself, like, holy shit, she totally represents my mom because my mom is so strong. And like I was saying before, like most people would never be able to get through what she's gotten through. And I was like, you are such a perfect representation. And it was like, I almost needed to see my mom in a different way because I think in the past sometimes I would see her as a victim and like all these other things. And like, she's not, because if she was, she wouldn't have made it to today. You know what I'm saying? So, Mom, I hope that you're okay with me sharing all this, which I'm sure you are because I know you're writing a book and you are just out there wanting to bless other people. But also at the same time, it was just such a great experience, and I hope that maybe that can maybe help some other people with their visions and how they see their mom and like just the perspective that they have. So it was really cool, and that is one of the biggest things is my mom is super strong, and you almost like sometimes it's challenging to see people in new ways because we're so used to looking at them in a certain way, but she definitely came through that person. And it was something I knew, but it just hit me in a totally different way. And my mom is the person that I get so much of my spiritual side from, my metaphysical side. My mom was doing tarot and like she would study Buddhism. Like, she always did saging around the house, like, since I was a little girl. Like, I remember when I was 4 and 5 years old, that was, like, when I first kind of got to know the tarot deck and, like, the metaphysical space. And my mom would have crystals and meditate, and this stuff was not cool like it is today. It was not cool then, not at all. Even people used to call me a weirdo because my mom did all of this stuff. But it is cool today because people now have awakened to new levels, which is so cool. And so cheers to my mom for being kind of not a pioneer in that way, because that's, I think in the 70s and stuff, more of that stuff was coming out. But in the 90s, it was kind of coming more to the forefront, and I'm glad that she didn't keep those things from me, but she like shared them with me, and she also didn't impose them on me. So things I've learned from my mom is just, one, sometimes I think in the past it was like, don't think, just do, and she would just do things, and I think that can be a really great key when you're functional in it and you're making choices that are really powerful in your life for the best. And I got that from her, and I also got being able to like tap into, almost in a sense, the supernatural, and being open to that, and like coming from a place of love within that. And she just had me think of things so differently because she really thinks out there. And my mom is somebody that I can talk to about anything, like the weirdest stuff, and she totally will vibe, and she gets it, and she can speak in a language that I can understand, and I can speak in a language that she'll understand, that sometimes is a little out there. So yeah, Mom, I appreciate you. Thank you for being the amazing woman that you are. Thank you for being the fighter that you are. Thank you for writing your book and starting to create these spaces for other people to be able to step into their power. And I think it is just a super cool thing that we've reconnected in our lives. And I'm your greatest teacher, and you're my greatest teacher. And you're probably the person who's in some ways shaped my life and the path I'm on the most, and a huge reason why I do coaching, and I think why I loved coaching all like the dance teams and kind of song and cheer teams and stuff, was because I loved getting into people's mindsets, and I was so driven for mindset because of seeing all the stuff that my mom went through, and my dad too, of course. My dad had such a great foundation for me, but my mom, in some ways, it's that competitive side of me. It was like, I'm going to push through, and I'm going to show that all this other BS, ain't nobody going to touch me, and that it doesn't have to go down that way, because I think a lot of people will let things in their life bring them down. So thank you for making me a stronger, wiser woman, and you're constantly teaching me more every day. So I'm grateful you're my mom, and I'm just grateful that if I ever have kids, they will have a grandma who is resilient and has a ton of stories to tell. And yeah, cheers to that, guys. And for anyone out there as well, I will say this too, who maybe has a mom that they're not talking with, or there's been a lot of breakdowns, or you guys don't understand each other. One thing that I did do, even in all those times when I wasn't talking to my mom, I actually just like had so many amazing friends with amazing moms, and I always felt like I was adopting moms. And what I love about my mom today is I'm so close to my aunt, and my aunt is like my mom. And again, like so many of my friends' moms have become my mom, and my mom respects all of them, and my mom has showed love and gratitude for them being there for me in times when she wasn't. And I think, again, that shows so much growth and like just the true essence of who my mom is, which is love. So cheers to that, guys. And you can adopt a mom anytime, any place. Just look for it, and I promise it will be revealed if you don't have it. Okay? Bye.